All right, guys, we are back, and I want to talk a little bit about Conor Benn. You guys know Conor Benn name has been a buzz as of late here in the boxing space, and it doesn't really have anything to do with his win over Peter Dobson this past 3rd of February. I think it has a lot to do with what happened after the fight. Now, after the fight, Conor Benn went on his Verified X page and put out somewhat of a hit list of guys that he wanted to face next. And lo and behold, out of nowhere, Gervonta Tank Davis, who is a lightweight fighter, by the way. He fights at 135. Conor Benn, you guys know he fights at 147. He kind of chimed in and, pretty much said that Conor Benn was easy work, and he pretty much challenged Conor Benn to a fight. So they got into a back and forth Twitter spat. Conor Benn said, if you're serious about it, let's make it happen. Tank said, have Eddie Hearns send me a contract. Now, apparently an offer was made to Gervonta Tank Davis, but I'm going to say allegedly because we don't know that for sure. But that's what we heard. I think it was $15 million, and they said that he turned it down. So apparently Conor Benn, even after that, he really does want that fight because Eddie Hearn, who is his promoter Eddie Hearn, says that Conor Benn has been bugging him about making that fight happen. And in all honesty, you can't really blame Conor Benn because if you look at the landscape of 147, what fight will be bigger for him than a fight with Tank Davis? What fight would be more lucrative to him at 147 than a fight with Tank Davis? None. There's no fight that's bigger than Conor Benn and Tank Davis at 147. The two big cash cows right now, Canelo Alvarez and Gervonta Tank Davis. A fight with Tank Davis will put a whole lot of new eyes on Conor Benn. And here's the thing. Let's just say, he fights Gervonta Tank Davis and he loses. That wouldn't be the end of his career. Look what it did for Canelo Alvarez when he fought Floyd Money Mayweather. Even though he lost that fight, he blew up. He's the biggest thing in boxing right now. And this could happen for Conor Benn as well. It could take the same path. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could happen. So this is a fight that if I was Conor Benn, I would definitely be chasing. Keep in mind, Gervonta Tank Davis called out Conor Benn. Conor Benn did not call out Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, Eddie Hearn says, he hopes he can make that fight happen, but they have to be, both of the guys, they have to be sensible when it comes to negotiations. And the biggest hangup probably would come from Gervonta Tank Davis' side is the fact that Conor Benn, who fights at 147, rehydrates all the way up to 170 pounds plus. So basically, when he fights, he's pretty much a light heavyweight. Keep in mind, Gervonta Tank Davis is a 135-pound fighter. And if he's fighting at 147, that's going to be a blown up 147 pounder versus a light heavyweight. Now, I'm not a fan of rehydration clauses, but I will say this, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I think a rehydration clause would be needed for a fight like this, a 10-pound rehydration clause, because it would put the fight on an even playing field. Let's be honest. If Conor Benn comes in there as a light heavyweight versus Gervonta Tank Davis, it's not fair. It's not fair. And that's what we want. We want things to be on an even playing field and, for a fight to be competitive. So if they have to make that sacrifice, I would implore Conor Benn to make that sacrifice because that's a big fight. Nobody really called for this fight, but it's a Gervonta Tank Davis fight. That fight is guaranteed to sell. So if whatever Tank asks for when it comes to that type of stuff, make it happen. Make the fight happen. And this could be his big opportunity to really get known outside of, fighting in the UK. I think right now he can't fight in the UK because of the allegations. Well, because of the banned substance in his system. But if you want to be a guy who can become a superstar, I would implore you, to make those sacrifices to make that fight with Tank happen. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. We know Tank trolls sometime. He says things and then he backs out. But I think it would be a big fight. You know, it's not the fight that I'm asking for. Of course, I want to see Tank fight Vasily Lomachenko and Devin Haney. But if he's going to go up to 147 and fight Conor Benn, I think it should be on an even playing field. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this. Do you think it's fair to put a rehydration clause on Conor Benn if he fights Conor Benn? You guys let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.